What's up YouTube, and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than what we're typically putting up here. I was testing some audio off stream and I needed to see what in-game chat was sounding like. None of my friends were online, so I hopped on a game of Plunder to see if I can find someone with a mic. I ended up getting paired with someone going through some very serious stuff. Trigger warning in advance for this video, we're going to be talking about the Big C. He was diagnosed with lung cancer and is right in the middle of the battle. He's on Warzone blowing off some steam just like the rest of us, and was kind enough to talk to me about what he's going through, how he's able to process everything, and also how he's able to remain so positive and full of life. What he's going through is tough, and I know there are a lot of you out there going through situations just as tough as this one. I wanted to share this video with you today because I think it shows at the end of the day, no matter what you're going through, we need not give in to despair. One of my favorite quotes is actually from Winston Churchill, and ironically I learned it playing Call of Duty many years ago. And that's, if you're going through hell, keep going. We never know what happens tomorrow, and it's up to us to do everything we can to live for the moment and live today. I want to say thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and with that, let's get into it.
Some target practice while you can. Deploying soon.
Alright, now say something.
I said, no, I was just reading my schedule for the 18th. I'm going through chemo, bro. I got lung cancer.
That fucking sucks, bro.
Treatment, so
Sorry
now-
to hear that, man.
Yeah. And it's all right, brother. You know what I mean? I have faith that God's doing his work.
I feel ya. I unfortunately just got back 3 weeks ago, not even, from Massachusetts. My girlfriend's aunt just passed away from breast cancer. It was her second bout with it, unfortunately. She beat it once a few years back, and unfortunately it's a gene that they have in their family, so they're just at super high risk for it.
Yeah. Yeah, I had back in 2010.
Warm up done.
Labor Day, no, 2012, I want to say. I was locked up in prison and was diagnosed with kidney cancer. So they took out my left kidney.
As they do.
So but that time, they didn't tell me anything about chemo, remission, nothing. They just, 6 days later from the hospital, back in prison. So now, I've been having these small nodules in my lung. And they've been growing slightly, but thanks be to God, we've been keeping an eye on them,
Plunder.
I finally pushed it, hey, let's do a biopsy, so we did. And they came back cancerous.
Scavenge some gear.
So
Jesus.
I've been doing my treatments. So now they want to, and it's not like a major chemo. It was more like an immune therapy, they call it. I didn't have a port. I had just an IV, so it was kind of like a minimum stage. But still, the thought of, cancer coming back and, learning a lot now this time around, which I didn't know that I was in remission. I didn't know anything, just one day
You thought you had
cancer.
something, you're over it, you're done.
Yeah.
That's, wow. So it seems like this is pretty recent then. This, it sounds like you've been watching it for a while, but, I mean, when did it come out that, all these nodules are,
Ready for pickup.
they're not, is that malignant?
Actually,
Yeah.
It was, it's been 3.5 years we've been keeping an eye on these nodules. And all they would tell me, the specialist would say, hey, they grew slightly. But get this, every time I would go in, I would do blood work, CAT scan with and without contrast.
Next objective
And then
location.
every year, for the past 3.5 years, would be a PET scan. And you know what? Everything came back negative. Nothing lit up. So when I was like, hey, you know what? I'm tired of you telling me they grew slightly. And
How are you telling me they're getting bigger and everything else is normal?
Yes, let's do a biopsy. So when they said that, and I was kind of more relieved, like, hey, finally, we know what it is. Now we got a game plan.
Okay, so when they had the nodules in your lungs, they dismissed it as cancerous because you hadn't made the link of, oh, I had kidney cancer before.
But that's the thing.
And they, so they were never,
kidney
and it was never like coming up on their radar as, oh, this is cancerous.
Specialist achieved.
No, nothing showed up.
Okay.
Which, like the doctors would say,
objective
nothing
located.
came back hot, meaning that the contrast made the cancer glow. It didn't. So
So what
for all
now?
we knew,
What did it take now for them to be like, oh yeah, this is cancerous, like we have to deal with this?
my family physician and myself both pushed, hey, let's do a biopsy. I'm tired of you guys telling me it's nothing. They just grew slightly now. I want to know why they're growing slightly.
Right.
So here, you know, about 3.5 months ago, they said, yeah, it's cancer. So I've just been doing the treatment.
Damn,
And I'm still
bro.
doing treatment, but
Look at that,
They
man.
wanna
being
see-
your own healthcare advocate, man. That's huge. And look at that, man. Dude, that might have saved your life.
yeah, you know what? And that's what I'm thinking too. You know that, hey, we kept an eye on it. You know,
Yeah, this is what. Well, not only that, but like you went a step further and be like, okay, the eye we've kept on it. I'm not liking this, which is exactly
Yeah, right.
which is exactly what you should do. Like that's the whole point. Is like you don't. You know, if you're supposed to be in a constant communication with your provider and you're on the same page. You can't have one or the other thinking, you know, the good on you, man. That was awesome.
yeah. So now we've been doing treatment. I was supposed to go in tomorrow and find out the results, but my bad on my part because here I'm working 2 jobs. I work in the morning for a it's called Sedona Winds. I'm in Arizona. And I work at like an independent living, so, you know, like these old folks, but they can move around, they're mobile. I take them to their doctor's appointments, I shop for them, you know, I do that from 8 to 12, and then from 1, 4, 5, I work at my church. I've been doing
Someone
that.
go
So
get that.
I got a call one day that, hey, I was supposed to, you know, make an appointment, but I said, hey, I'm busy right now, can I call you back? I never did, so I'm calling today, and now I schedule. It's just gonna be next week, but I got it all planned out, ready to go.
Man, yeah. Well, wow. So, I mean, what brings you to Call of Duty today? Just throwing some, just getting some stress out, dicking around in Plunder.
You know, yeah, I don't know, because actually when I'm playing this, bro, I got my mind clear.
I'm all,
You know,
absolutely.
You know, it just kind of helped me out.
Objective
I mean,
update.
plus I've been a
Secure
modern
that position.
Call of Duty Warfare fan for, you know, for quite some time. You know, I've been.
Oh, I believe it. Well, I'll be honest with you, man. Ever since we kind of started the game this way, I've been kind of hoofing it, trying to keep us in first place because now I really want to
Yeah.
win. I originally, honestly, just hopped in here to test out audio, fucking with my shit's been broken all day. But
Yeah.
no, hearing your story, I kind of hopped in here. I want to see this to fruition.
Yeah, we'll get a win here.
That's crazy. Now, so
good.
okay. Specialist right here. Now let me ask you
Someone go
this,
get that.
if you don't mind. And, you know, feel free at any point to be like, I don't want to talk about it. But
No, fire away, brother.
with this being, you know, such a huge thing, I mean, immediately my mind goes to when I think about medicine. I assume you're in the United States, being on, you know, West Coast or something along like that. My initial immediate response is like, man, financially, this has got to be like a huge burden. And you mentioning working multiple jobs and things like that. Has there been a significant financial burden in treatments and dealing with this? And also, like, how much of this is coming back to the prison? Have you thought about that yet?
You know, when I was in
Recon
prison,
contact spotted.
they paid for everything.
Right. Well, yeah.
You know, but the thing is, they didn't. Even the doctors then, they just say, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to do radiation, dialysis, chemo? And I said, no, cut it out.
Package.
You know, because it was in one kidney. Cut it out. So they did that. And then here, I don't know, 9, 10 years later, comes back. So when we did the biopsy, the first thing my doctor told me is, hey, the kidney cancer came back. And I was like, wait, what? I thought we did a biopsy on the chest. How's that? He said, no, it just spread from the kidney to the lung.
Right. You didn't even know that was the thing.
Enemy dropping
No,
into the AO.
didn't. I didn't know. I didn't have no education whatsoever. So I asked, So what are we saying that this is?
Coming round.
He says it's a stage 4 because
Good effect on
you had
target.
the kidney cancer and it came back. I said, if I didn't have kidney cancer, what would it be? He'd be like stage 1, stage.
Oh, hey, because they're like, we caught it early, right? Okay, I'm lagging really bad. I might get dropped. So lagging.
Where you
so
at?
lagging. All right, I'm back.
Friendly UAV overhead.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
well,
So you're saying it was it's stage 4 because it is, you know, you were in remission and it came back, whereas typically this would be a we caught this early enough on. This is just something to deal with.
Right.
Okay. So I don't know. Now, has your I assume you're dealing with like a primary oncologist at that point. Have they made that pretty clear that like, you know, no, this is stage 4 and that, like, what are the significant differences? Because to me, in my mind, that, to me, it sounds like a soft stage 4, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I did ask him all that. He says, because I had asked him, if I hadn't had the kidney cancer, what would you stage it as? This is the 1 or 2. Because I got 4 nodules, 3 in my right lower lung and 1 in my top left lung. And out of those 4, 2 grew, the other 2 haven't. And the other 2 that have grown, they're the size of marbles. So, I mean, all that has just been a big.
It's just a bunch of shit. Yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah, this guy's right here.
Man,
He's gonna hump back in the vehicle.
we're so close, so I'm just going to finish off this mission and hopefully be all set here.
I didn't even know I had a bow and arrow till I died. I should have shot it at it, blew that car up. But I wasn't thinking. Yeah, it's only one guy.
Yeah, so, like, treatments and stuff now, is this, do you have insurance that is pretty decent? I mean, how's that going?
Actually, when I was locked up and got out, I was at it's called Church on the Street. You know, that was a discipleship program for, you know, learning more about the Bible and Jesus. And, you know, I really surrendered, giving my heart to Christ, you know, because of the life I used to live, the life I am now, 180-degree difference. You know, I turned around, gave my life. I'm blessed, you know, I have a home, I got 2 cars, I got a wife, I got kids, you know, just been, you know, been really blessed. But back then, I had filled out Access. And Access is a care physician, is insurance companies called Care First. And so far, man, thanks be to God, they have covered everything from medications to treatment.
Wow. That's awesome, man. That's huge.
Yeah.
That can be, honestly,
time.
that can be another, almost like another burden disease in and of itself. And even when you're dealing with,
Yes.
like, you know, terminal illnesses, cancer, things like that, just the financial stress can often offset that stress even to more your family and stuff like that. So, oh wow, that's
Right.
hey, that's some silver lining. But
Yeah, so I'm just, you know, hey, staying positive and, you know, being thankful, because even the doctors too were like, hey, it's amazing it didn't show up, you know, on the treatment.
yeah, like
When
maybe
we
that,
did the
you know,
contrast-
so they've seen that as kind of a good sign then.
Next
Right,
objective
because it
located.
was like, it was too small to even tell. I said, well, are we going to do biopsy on the other ones? He said, they're too small.
I got
Enemy
you.
precision airstrike.
all
Take
right.
cover.
So, just having, you know, this, you know, it really helps me out when I play this, because I have my mind on this, you know, just enjoy my afternoon and staying constantly busy, staying constantly in the Word, fellowshipping, because like I said, I work I work at my church. What? So I'm constantly,
Target neutralized.
You know,
Well done.
staying in the Word, you know,
Yeah.
staying faithful, staying, you know, positive, you know, and just learning that, you know, I mean, people have lived a long time with cancer, you know, people have,
No, like, you know, like I was saying earlier, the time that my girlfriend got with her aunt in the years that she had were all the difference. You know, She didn't have to make it out of that first round, but she did at the cost of everything that she'd sacrificed. But you know, it bought her those extra years, and yeah, I don't think
her aunt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And see, plus two, I'm
Enemy
sure
advanced UAV. We're exposed.
age
Moving up.
difference. You know what I mean? How old was she?
I think she was in her, I want to say late 40s.
Is that
All
right?
shotgun.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm
Enemy UAV
47
overhead.
myself.
Yeah. You know, and
Enemy
it also
dropping
gives
into the
perspective to
AR.
us too of like, you know, you never know. Everyone thinks
No.
that you know, oh, lifespan's 80 years, I got 80 years, 100 years, oh, I'm still young, there's so much to do. It's like, oh, you really don't know. No one
You know
knows.
what, brother? Because my wife, we're indigenous people. I'm half Apache, half Mexican. My wife's Navajo, so she has lost so many family members. Here being marathon runners, police officers, to COVID.
Oh my God.
You know, I mean, it's just been really a tough last year for us. You know, just really shook our belief. You know what I mean? And we stayed faithful. You know, we stayed.
Advanced UAV.
You know, it's and it's true. I mean, you can say, hey, yeah, you're healthy, you're this, and that. Next day, boom.
Yep.
Not this time,
Like
comrade.
the guy I work with, he used to be a chief firefighter. One day, boom, massive heart attack. Both one artery was 100% clogged. The second one was 80% clogged.
Oh.
They said there's no way that you should have even allowed to be survive this. But he did.
Wow. It's not only that, but he got out of it.
Say again?
I said, he survived the heart attack as well?
He survived. They put two stents, one in one side and
Hostile
one in the
dropping
other.
into the area. Watch
And
the skies.
he's up and it feels much better. You know, him and I worked together at the
Mark
church.
target for
It's
airstrike.
much better.
Oh my God, wow.
Loaded 2-0, just copy. Buster strike away.
Well, hopefully you get his doctor, man. Or you were at the same hospital at least, you're an oncologist.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Wow. Well, hey, man, thank you for sharing your story. I really appreciate playing with you.
Yep.
If you don't mind, I actually stream and do content online. Would you mind if I shared a little bit of this online? If there's anything you want me to
Sure.
hold back or blur out,
No,
or
not at all.
censor out some of the church or anything? All right, man.
Not at all.
Cool, man. Well, hey, thanks. Take care, man.
You too, brother. God bless, man. Have a good evening.
You too. What a nice guy. What a nice guy.